set up a project using Adobe Illustrator and also how to use the type tool and shape tool. So we're going to get started with our Adobe Illustrator by going to Create New. And I could select letter since we are doing a standard size letter, or I could go over here and manually enter 8.5 inches wide by 11 inches in height. Our orientation is going to be portrait, and I'm going to select create. Just give that a second to pull up, and I'm going to minimize my screen a little bit. Oh, that's fine, you can see what's going on. So I'm going to begin actually with the type tool. That way we can change the color of the background. So I'm going to double click on this fill tool, and because I'm making a resume as an example, I want to do kind of a more neutral or muted color. So I'm going to select that color and no stroke. So I'm going to select this box that has a hole in the middle. That's the stroke tool, and I'm going to click none so that my rectangle has no stroke, and I'm going to select the rectangle tool. Now I can click and drag to create a rectangle, or since I know the size of my canvas is 8.5 inches wide by 11 inches in height, I can just click it one time and manually enter those numbers, and it will make a perfect rectangle that is the exact size of my project. And if you want to go back and change that, just go to the select tool up here, click what you want to change, go here, and you can change the color. Okay, so now we're going to use the type tool by going to this big T over here that is the type tool. Just click anywhere on the resume and it will pull up a default font, and it is in black. You can change the color there just like we did with the rectangle tool. Anytime you have a tool selected over here, it will show up in your properties panel on the right. So because I have the type tool selected, I have all of my options to change the type tool. So I can go here, I can make it any size that I want. I can change the font to be anything that I want. I have another tutorial on how to download a font. So we want to pick something that is legible. I'll just click this Rockwell. You can also change if you do spacing, so like Miss Carol, and I'm going to hit enter. And so if I highlight that, I can go over here and I can change how far I want those spaces to be. I can change how close or far apart I want the lettering to be. So there's a type tool option in Photoshop, but you have a lot more options in Illustrator. If you click this little 3 dots here, you have even more, and more options there, and more options to align it. So there's a lot of options you can choose with that. Like I said, you can change the fill tool so it can be any color font you want, and you can give it an outline. So if I wanted to do a black outline, or I'm sorry, a black stroke, I could. And that's what that looks like. I can even come up here to the top and increase the point value of the stroke. I'm just going to do 2 points so you can see that. You can flip it by clicking that arrow. So now I have, I have to select it. Give it the select tool and then flip it. And so now I have a white stroke with a black fill. I can flip it back. If I want white text with no stroke, I can just click the none, and you go back and forth. So you can create bubble letters that way too. If you had if you had stroke but no fill, it would create bubble letters. So that's what we're doing for right now, just as an introductory, just how to use the type tool and how to use the shape tool. For the resume project, you want to make sure that you are using the shape tool at least once, which could be your background, that would be fine. Using Adobe fonts for all of your text, and then downloading a font for the header. And I have that other video showing how to download a font. So that is all I have for you guys for today.